When you think of Honda, you probably think of safe, reliable, everyday family cars. But the untold story of the man who created this empire is anything but safe. Soichiro Honda was a rebellious bad boy. He was a terrible student who forged his own report cards, a daredevil who nearly died in a horrific racing crash, and a wild partier who once accidentally threw a geisha out of the second story window. Yet, this same man survived his factories being bombed in World War II, lost everything to a devastating earthquake, and still managed to build a multi billion dollar empire that completely humiliated the giant American car company. This is the shocking, adrenaline fueled true story of Honda and how a poor village mechanic broke every rule to conquer the world. Born in 1906, Soichiro Honda grew up in extreme poverty. Five of his eight siblings died during childhood. He hated school and got terrible grades. To hide his failure from his parents, he actually used scrap rubber from his father's bicycle shop to forge his family's own seal and stamp his own report cards. Because his family's name was symmetrical, his fake stamp worked perfectly. He only got caught when he got cocky and tried making stamps of his classmates, completely forgetting to carve their name in reverse. At age 15, Honda left his small village for Tokyo to work at an auto repair shop. At first, he was just a glorified babysitter and cleaner. But when a massive earthquake hit Tokyo, many mechanics fled to repair their homes. The shop was understaffed, and Honda finally got his chance to touch the engine. He was a natural genius. He even helped his boss build a race car that won the 1924 Japanese Motor Car Championship. By his 20s, Honda opened his own repair shop branch. He was making great money and living a wild playboy lifestyle. But his daredevil ways caught up with him. In 1936, he was involved in a brutal crash during a high speed rally that left him hospitalized for months with a permanent scar. He realized it was time to grow up. He left car repair to start manufacturing company making piston rings. He got a contract with Toyota, but out of 50 sample parts he submitted, only 3 passed their strict quality standards. Humiliated, he went back to school, perfected his automated design, and finally succeeded. But then World War II broke out. His male employees were drafted, materials ran out, and in 1944, American bomber planes blew his factory to pieces. Just a year later, a massive earthquake completely destroyed whatever had been left. Broken and defeated, Honda sold the ruins of his company to Toyota. After the war, Japan had a massive fuel shortage. People could only get around on regular bicycles. Honda saw a desperate need and had a crazy idea. He took surplus military radio engines and attached them to bicycles. They were an instant smash hit. Using money raised from the thousands of small bicycle shop owners, he started the Honda Motor Company in 1948. He partnered with a brilliant business mind named Takeo Fujisawa, which allowed Honda to focus purely on engineering. By the 1960s, Honda was the biggest motorcycle company in the world. They completely changed the biker stereotype in America from rough gangs to friendly everyday people with their genius slogans. You meet the nicest people on a Honda. But Honda wasn't satisfied. He wanted to make cars. But in the 1970s, the US government passed the Clean Air Act to fight pollution. The big American car companies complained and hired armies of lawyers to fight the new rule, claiming it was scientifically impossible to make cars engines that clean. Honda didn't hire lawyers. He hired engineers. He invented the revolutionary CBCC engine, which passed the strict emission test perfectly. When the 1973 oil crisis hit, the fuel-efficient Honda Civic became one of the most popular cars on the planet. Honda humiliated the American giants by doing exactly what they said was impossible. When Soichiro Honda died in 1991, he left behind a $92 million fortune and a legacy that proves the greatest successes often come to those who refuse to follow the rules.